Hi, I'm here with Tabitha McIntosh and Dawn Whitten. How are you both?
Fabulous.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you collaborated.
Excited.
Excited. I know, it's so good that these are coming out. You guys collaborated. You both wrote individual chapters and then you collaborated at the merge between your two specialties. So, Dawn, you did breastfeeding and then you met at infancy and then you picked up, took off tab and went from infancy into peds and adolescence. So what an amazing chapter. I mean, nothing quite like it anywhere because it's an area that we kind of always gloss over. We go, yep, breastfeeding sorted, kids sorted, but really it's such a specific time and it's such a specific need. Did you love putting it together?
Absolutely. What a privilege to work with Dawn, and a privilege also to contribute such a bridging chapter because, like you just said, I feel like it's not covered comprehensively. It certainly wasn't for me in my studies, 15 or so years ago. And it felt like a real gift to be able to, with both of us also having been through it personally, Dawn, as parents, to be able to really munch on the literature and bring it together as a like sturdy guide.
Yeah, Dawn, what do you want people to get from this chapter? What was your goal in writing it?
Tabitha and I were just reflecting on that. And I think, I guess to provide a really practical guide that helps clinicians feel really grounded in kind of the normal development, the flags for when there's a need for medical referral, because obviously it's an incredibly vulnerable time, an incredibly foundational time for health onwards for an individual's development. So really critical that we're taking extra special care at this time. And I think because of that gap for many of us in training, wanting to just really put something quite practical together, and also I guess just highlight some of the less appreciated risks for infants at this time and kind of their vulnerability in terms of, their digestive immaturity and liver immaturity and kidney immaturity, and why we as natural medicine practitioners have to tread really cautiously so that we don't do any harm, but how we can really do a lot of support, often working through the mother, and what an amazing kind of option that is to be able to reach the child through the mother at this really foundational and vulnerable time. So and working with Tabitha was just fabulous. I just felt we made a really great team. We were able to workshop all the things that came up, and it was wonderful working with you, Tabitha.
I feel the same. Thanks, Dawn.
And how do you, Tabitha, sort of see this chapter, given that technically we could put it in, like, it's not, neonatology, just that, really, really early stage, it's the whole of the infancy period. How do you think it's different to the pediatric chapter?
Quite different, because rather than, the highlighting of all of the red flags and sort of the things that we encourage throughout the chapter to refer for with the infancy, I think in the paediatrics chapter, obviously children are still have vulnerable windows of development, but in this infancy chapter, I feel that there's a really heightened vulnerability, and we were able to speak to when to refer, what to watch out for, as well as covering all of the common presentations. You might see, as the dyad, the mother and the child, obviously you may see nipple thrush and oral thrush. We were able to speak to, good clinical questioning and therapeutic strategy for things like infantile eczema, infantile constipation and diarrhea. But what I felt really proud of in this chapter, working with Dawn and being able to marry our, not just the body of evidence, but also both of our combined clinical experience, I feel really proud that we were able to collectively pull together a thorough, comprehensive discussion on introduction of solids, because as a terrain, that's often a very there are lots of inconsistencies with advice given on introduction of solids, and we were able to speak to the readiness signs, which can vary, and also to highlight the importance of the breast milk being sort of the primary source of nourishment, but also, when to introduce solids, almost like a which foods when, and we were able to highlight choking risks, and as a practical girl and a practical clinician, I love that we were able to include a meal planner which obviously was covering nutritional requirements, those foundational building blocks, but also was diverse enough to contribute to the continued development of the gastrointestinal system and the microbiome. So I feel really proud that we were able to do that and offer such a foundational guide to other clinicians.
Where do you both see, naturopathy's role in infancy moving forward? Maybe you want to speak to that one, Dawn.
Sure. Well, I think a lot of us, as clinicians, we very often have parents coming to us. And I think for practitioners to be really solid in this area means we can just offer so much, and I think that's the key, is to just to have that solid knowledge base and really be really equipped to really meet these issues that come up. And another one I guess I was just thinking about is colic, for example. Like, that is such a frequent presentation, and it's a really, a lot of these presentations have lots of layers to them. So to as a clinician, to be able to kind of be able to pick through and really understand the underlying factors that might be underneath and some of the misconceptions, and help, I guess, parents feel supported in knowing what's normal, and then when they need help, and bringing in our fabulous natural medicine tools into this. So,
Look, I mean, I was so grateful to be able to include it, but, to work with both of you individually and then collectively. And I think that, just the fact that you guys could collaborate on this one, it makes the thread just seamless. So I was really, really grateful. And I think, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this evolves clinicians and how it helps them feel more confident in these areas. And, it's really great. I'm just really, really honoured to have it included. So thank you both very, very much. And, I think people will get a lot out of it.
Me too. What a gift. Thank you. Thank you, Dawn, for being so wonderful to work with. And thanks for having us there.
Yeah, it was an amazing opportunity. I really appreciated it. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.